All right, now that we have some ceilings, let's take a look at adding in some light fixtures. So back to my ceiling plan, and I'm going to go ahead and close all these other windows. I'm going to do that quickly using my shortcut here on the top prism, close inactive views. There we go. So simplified it, and I just have my ceiling plan open. So let's go ahead and load in some light fixtures. So I'm going to go to the Insert tab, and I'm going to go to Load Autodesk Family. Then from here, you're going to see the same categories that you see in the visibility graphics. I'm going to scroll down looking for lighting, and that's going to load in some default. I'm going to go with architectural internal. So I want internal to the building. And then that's going to give me a slew of different options here. So I'm just going to load in a few different ones for us to work with. Let's go ahead and do a table lamp. I do want the troffers 2x2 and 2x4. Let's do a floor lamp. And I do want a downlight recessed can. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and load those in. And oh, this is telling me this was already in the family. I'm just going to go ahead and say and overwrite it. It should be the same family, especially since oh, these were already loaded in. That's convenient, but that's okay. Okay, so now remember, just because you loaded a family in does not put you into the command to automatically place a family. So I do need to go to my architecture tab, component, and place component. Then that will put me into the command to be able to use these items. The troffer light is ceiling hosted. So you can see as I'm outside of a ceiling here, it's not giving me the opportunity to click to place. But as I move into the space, I can click to place one of those light fixtures. I am also going to let's do the 2x4. And you see you don't have a lot of flexibility with placing them. We'll align them here in a second, but let's just get a few in here. And you can always type in here to shortcut to find your family. All right. All right, so let's start with this 2x2. First thing I want to do is align it to the ceiling grid. If the ceiling grid does move around, you'll see since it's hosted, it will move with it. So we want to make sure that it is aligned to it. All right, so I'm going to use the align tool for that. Modify tab, align. First click is what you want to align to. Second click is what you're aligning. So I'm going to first click on one of the ceiling grids. Then I'm going to click on the side of the light fixture to move it. All right, same thing here. 1, 2. All right. Now I can continue placing light fixtures and continually having to align them, or I can use my copy command. And if I use the grid lines as a base point from my copy, then I can quickly lay out some light fixtures here. So if I select my light fixture, I go to copy. And instead of just clicking here, if I just click anywhere, like here in the middle, I could type in with spacing, this is a 2x2 grid, right? So you could type in 4 feet, which would work. Or I can also, using my copy command, use the grid as my first placement or first click for location. And then, from that, you can see as I click on each other grid, it's going to align perfectly based on where I started the copy command from. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move this over. Same thing with the move command. If I use the grids, it's a lot easier to do that. And we'll move this one over just so they're all 2x2. All right, so pretty easy to copy these around, but you can also use the array tool if you need to speed things up a little bit. So as opposed to copying, selecting all of these and having to copy them down, that's a lot of lights, but like this, while that's okay, I can do it even faster. If I select all 4 of those there, okay, I'm gonna use array, and then I'm gonna quickly copy these down. So again, I'm gonna use the grid as the first place, the click of my first location, and then I'll pull down and then click, setting that 6 foot apart. And then it's gonna ask me how many of these I want to create. So if I do, let's say 4, let's see how many we can get in this room, try 6. There you go. And it will very, very quickly spread those out. So again, just, Remembering that array tool is a great way to quickly lay out lighting fixtures in a grid, or even like furniture within large spaces. Let's take a look at this 2x4. Same thing. This one also, I can rotate it 90 degrees so that it's in the right orientation now. I'll use my align tool. First click where I want to align, second what I'm aligning to it. All right, now that that's in there, I can quickly shortcut CC for copy a few of those over, and then I can use that array command. Oh, deselected those. I'm just holding down control to select them all together. The shortcut for array is AR, and then I could quickly array those down. Let's see if 4 will fit in there. It's a little tight, but yep. And then once those light fixtures are in, I can adjust them around. So if you're trying to do a lighting layout, you can start to work with that. And then now let's take a look at our recessed cans. If I wanted to lay these out quickly, I would use my dimension command. So let's go ahead and go to inside face. These families do have a center line, which is great. And then I could just use my equals command to space those out. Looks like they're a little bit off, so I want to make sure they're aligned together. And if I want to make sure they're centered first, I could pick one of them here, use that dimension string. Oh, that one is perfectly centered. That's helpful. If it wasn't, you could place that dimension, select the light fixture, and then adjust accordingly. And then I would then use my align tool again, center line to center line, and then center line to center line. And also, if you want to, I'll undo that really quick. If you want to do a multiple alignment, so you don't have to set your base reference every time, you can say multiple alignment. One click, that's what, and you'll see that dashed line of where you're aligning to. And then it'll keep that line so you can keep going down and aligning multiple things at once. All right, let's take a look at the other lights that we brought in here, the lamps. I am going to go to the floor plan for that because they are not ceiling hosted. So I'll go to my components. Shortcut for that is CM that I just typed in. And let's go here. I think we had a little table lamp we can place in here. And then we also had, I forgot the name of the other one. So we'll scroll here. Let's type in lamp and see if what that brings up. Oh, I actually am going to place the desk too so that we can put that table lamp on it. And then let's find the floor. What's a floor lamp? There we go, floor lamp. Okay. And I'll go ahead and just place a couple of those. So I'll go to the section here. We can take a look. And there we go. We've got some floor lamps in there. And then that table lamp is at level 0 by default. So if I know how high that desk is, I can, input that number. I could do a dimension to get that. 2'6", so I could do that and say 2'6" here. Also, instead of doing that, I'm going to undo that really quick. I can also just use my move command. Shortcut is not M. Shortcut is, I think, MV. There we go. But I can also just use my move command to move it up and over. Now in this, you're going to want to go back and make sure that you're in the right, plane that way. Just remember that's only elevation. So if this had been over here, it would look right in that section, but it wouldn't be right in this view, right? So you want to make sure you're always thinking about that X, Y, and Z. All right, and then I'll go to my 3D view here on the browser. It should be, whoops. There we go, under working. And that was the third one, wasn't it? There we go. And now we can see our troffers. This room didn't have the recessed can, so you'd see another one, our floor lamp and our table lamp. And no, there isn't a shortcut to stop recording in Teams, unfortunately. Here you go.